Please join me in welcoming a friend to all who've served, the 11th Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Denis McDonough.
Well, good morning, everybody. So great. That was awesome. Thank you. Commander Espinosa, thank you for the kind introduction and for your and your family's distinguished service to this awesome nation. As importantly, thank you for leading with unwavering commitment your more than 1 million DAV members for the past year. What a great commander. Period. Thank you very much. Cody Van Boxel, your National Headquarters Executive Director. Anne-Marie Hurley, your Auxiliary National Commander. Ma'am, I love hearing your voice. You sound just like my mother. Jim Marzalik, your National Service Director. We just spent some time together backstage. Barry Jesenowski, your National Adjutant, born in God's country, although you now live in Kentucky. No offense, but it's not Minnesota, you know what I mean? And Joy Elim, your National Legislative Director. Now, I've said this every time I've been with you, but I repeat it here. Joy is as good as there is. Now, she, like Barry, is a Minnesotan, so yeah, I'm a little biased, but she is an unrelenting advocate for veterans, and particularly for her sister veterans. So, Joy, thank you so much. And then we're also all thinking of her teammate, Shane Lehrman, today, of course. God bless Shane for his unrelenting dedication to his fellow veterans and DAV members. Now, a special word about Randy Reese, your DC Executive Director. He's got that nice smile, but of course you're not fooled by that anymore. And neither am I, because he's a tough SOB. And that nice smile covers a steely determination to do right by disabled vets, including when that means he's got to give me the business, if you know what I mean. So, Randy, it's always good to be with you. Well, not always good, but, you know what I mean. Now, of course, to each of you, the power of DAV, its members. It's great to see so many of you gathered here today. It's a real honor to be with you, and I appreciate the invitation to come back. Thanks for having me here. And thanks for your partnership in serving veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. No one does more for veterans than you. Veterans have no better advocate than you. And VA has no better partner than you. And here's what I'm thinking about. As the Civil War was ending, President Lincoln charged the nation to care for veterans, those who'd given so much, who'd shed so much blood to save our Union. Nearly 8 decades later, the country at war again, drawing on millions of Americans. President Franklin Roosevelt echoed Lincoln, assuring those heroes that the American people would not let them down when the war was won. 1988, President Reagan said that America's debt to you never ends, can never fully be repaid. And today, as you just heard Tahina say, President Biden calls the commitment of our veterans our country's one truly sacred obligation. Preparing those we send into harm's way and caring for them, caring for you and your families when you come home. Now, presidents and Americans make that commitment. VA's job is to keep it. And DAV holds us accountable to doing just that. From your members in the most remote chapters, like Commander Surana Hack up in Fairbanks, to Commander Kevin Cooper's post right here in Phoenix, to Washington, D.C., where Commander Espinosa, Randy, Joy, Shane, and Jim represent you all to the nation. You hold us accountable to that sacred obligation that the President talks of. With your powerful advocacy, you hold VA accountable, you hold me accountable. And accountability is making sure that VA is caring for you with the kind of conviction, determination, devotion that you showed when our country needed you most. Making sure we at VA are working for you. So let me repeat that for a second. We, all of us at VA, we work for you. You may remember that last year in Atlantic City, I reported out on that work. I told you that we had a record-setting year. I told you we had delivered more care and more benefits to more vets than ever. And this morning here in Phoenix, I can tell you that it's been another record-setting year, because rather than expecting you to change your life to fit into VA's programs, we're changing VA to come to you. That means over 550 in-person clinics this year. That's why I sat down yesterday at CBP headquarters in El Paso, where as many as half of that dedicated agency's agents are veterans, to bring the VA to them. That means connecting with you over email and text, through the media, in person, all in the interest of fitting VA into your life, not the other way around. So here's a quick public service announcement. For the first time at a DAV convention, we've brought our regional office and medical exam units here to you, to offer you the opportunity to engage in, maybe even potentially complete the claims process in a single day. Our healthcare team is also on site to assist with enrolling new vets in VA healthcare and to answer any questions you may have. So the claims clinic's in the expo hall on level 200 in the West Building, and staff from VHA's Vet Center is conveniently located in the atrium on the 3rd Street side. This central location makes it easy for us and easy for you to access our services. Remember, we work for you everywhere, including here at the convention. So please come see us before the week's up. Now, one way we know we have to work harder is by ensuring that we're providing services needed by the fastest growing cohort of veterans, our women veterans. This past year, more than 50,000 women vets enrolled in VA healthcare, our biggest enrollment of women vets in a single year on record. I told you your commander had a good year. Now, here's the good news. The number of women vets using VA services has steadily grown from 413,000 in 2014 to over 630,000 today. Listening to Commander Espinosa and DAV helps us ensure we're doing right by this fastest growing cadre of veterans. Recently, DAV released a crucial mental health wellness report for women veterans, shedding light on the unique challenges facing women veterans. Listening to you, we've learned more about the need for tailored mental health services, for addressing the specific needs. And VA is committed to integrating these insights into our programs, ensuring that every woman vet receives the care and support not only that she deserves, but that she's earned. We're more determined than ever to providing women vets with the highest quality, most comprehensive care available, and VA is constantly supporting innovations to deliver that. This includes expansion of research especially focused on suicide prevention in women veterans, as well as broader studies assessing the use of certain psychedelic compounds in conjunction with psychotherapy to treat post-traumatic stress disorder, military sexual trauma, depression. Our efforts extend beyond mental health to encompass a wide range of healthcare needs. It includes comprehensive and preventative care for conditions such as osteoporosis, nutrition, heart disease. Expands breast care screenings and mammograms for veterans. And it includes gender-specific services, including gynecological care, reproductive services, and maternity care coordination, which is provided for pregnant vets from 8 weeks to 1 year postpartum. Look, these initiatives and others are part of our ongoing effort to build trust with our women veterans. We did all of this because we know that access to the entire complement of medically necessary care and resources is vital to the care that we offer veterans. That's working harder and better for vets. Now, taking that mindset that we work for you, for all vets, means getting claims decisions faster. A decade ago, decisions on average took nearly a year. Today, it's less than half that, 155 days. We're faster for a number of reasons, not least because of the workforce. And that workforce means business. Last year, we made nearly 2 million claims decisions for vets. This year, we're on track to make more than 2.5 million decisions for vets. Month after month, for the last 5 months running, they've broken monthly claims production records. And more good news here. You've been filing more claims than ever since President Biden signed the PACT Act into law 2 years ago. Nearly 4.5 million claims so far. But even with all of that, I still worry we're coming up short. Over 1 million vets have filed claims under PACT. And the grant rate for those is right at 75%. But there are over 6 million vets with service that qualifies them for PACT. So there are still millions of eligible vets and survivors who haven't filed, whether for PACT or any other service connection. We gotta keep reaching out. We have to keep encouraging vets and their survivors to file, and when they file, to file with accredited veteran service officers like those here at DAV, not with the claim sharks that will take part of their earned benefits. We'll stop at nothing to make sure that every veteran, every family member, every survivor gets everything they've earned. Survivors like Denise Garlington. Denise Garlington's husband, Greg, was a sailor who badly injured while serving as an operations specialist aboard the USS Anchorage. The injuries required invasive knee surgeries, ending his military career. At the time of his injury, they had 2 small children, and playing with them used to be the highlight of Greg's day. But chronic pain made life's simple pleasures impossible. He couldn't work, couldn't play with his kids. Despite chronic pain, unemployment, immobility, Greg's claim for increased disability compensation was denied. So Greg and Denise reached out to DAV. Tragically, Greg passed away before receiving a decision on that claim. But with DAV's help, Denise navigated the complex process and eventually secured a favorable decision from the board. Denise's story is a testament to the life-changing difference you make as advocates for your fellow vets and their survivors. And it makes clear that we, together, you at DAV, we at VA, can't stop working until every vet, and in this case, every survivor, receives the benefits and services they've earned. Now, on health care, we also work for you. Remember, your health outcomes are better when you're with VA. It's the best care, the most affordable care for veterans. Quick example, VA's new tele-emergency care. If you're enrolled in VA healthcare and you're concerned you need to go to the emergency department, you can call your VA Health Connect Vision Clinical Care Center. A nurse will immediately work with you to get you timely access to the right care. That might be a VA tele-emergency care. It might be a virtual clinic that day. It might be an appointment with your primary care provider. And if it is an emergency, the VA nurse will call 911 for you and stay on the line with you until help arrives. This is a new program, so just over 45,000 vets have participated in it. Nearly 60% of the vets who called for help had their issue resolved on the phone with a tele-emergency care coordinator. Clinical contact centers are open 24/7, and tele-emergency care will be live in every VISN this October. This makes it easier for you to get the care you need without having to drive God knows how long to get to a hospital. So faster access to high-quality emergency care built to fit into your life. It's a common sense idea, so sensible that you just know it didn't originate in Washington. But you also won't be surprised to know the idea was hatched by a fellow vet, a Marine, VA employee who knows that we work for you. Tele-emergency care is about getting all vets timely access to world-class care. And I'm glad to report that more and more vets are enrolling in VA care. Over 9.1 million vets. In just 2 years since the PACT Act was signed into law, 710,000 new veterans have enrolled. 34% increase over the prior 2 years. 40,000 enrolled under the new PACT Act eligibility. Eligibility that we expanded years earlier than the law required at the President's insistence. And more vets, once enrolled, are using their VA care. Vets will get 127 million health care appointments at VA this year, far surpassing last year's record. And breaking records is good, but doesn't mean it's good enough. There are still potentially millions more eligible vets who aren't enrolled. So please, spread the word. We won't rest until every vet gets the timely access to world-class care that they've earned. Recognizing we work for you means more benefits and more care to veterans than ever, and it means that how we provide that care and those benefits to you is important too. Right now, vets tell us that they trust us more than ever. In our most recent veteran satisfaction ratings, we earned the highest trust scores since when we started this process in 2016. That trust is built on dedication to those we serve, like Holly Hopp, a DAV chapter service officer in De Pere, Wisconsin, who helped Daniel Diebold, an Army vet struggling with homelessness and substance use. Helped him secure stable housing and his earned benefits. Daniel had served in both Iraq and Afghanistan. He was hard to reach. He needed VA services, but wouldn't come to VA. Didn't trust us. Then he lost his unemployment check, attempted suicide. Today, Daniel is still in the same apartment that DAV helped him secure, paying his own rent, encouraging other vets to come to VA and to DAV because you helped us deliver for him. And that's what this partnership is about, stopping at nothing until Daniel, a combat vet, and all his brothers and sisters in arms get the benefits, the health care, the services that they've earned and so richly deserve. Working hard for you, making consistent, steady progress year after year, delivering at record levels. That's our job, but it's your accomplishment. You played a critical role demanding excellence from VA and keeping our promise to vets. You've heard this before, but let me make sure you hear it from me again. As a result of bringing more vets to VA, we have exceeded the most aggressive projections beginning from earlier this year. And that's why now we've told Congress we need more money to keep delivering more care and more benefits to more vets than ever before. We're projecting we're going to need about $3 billion more in fiscal year 2024, the current fiscal year, for mandatory benefit payments to the nearly 7 million vets who get their monthly benefit checks. And we need it by September 20th, so those October 1 checks are not delayed. And next year, we'll need an additional $12 billion for VA health care. So we're working with congressional leaders in the Office of Management and Budget to address these needs in a way that allows us to continue to deliver more care and more benefits to more vets, all at record levels. That's what vets deserve, and more importantly, that's what vets have earned. That's what matters most, and we will not stop pushing until every veteran, every family member, every caregiver, every survivor gets those benefits and that care. So, that's where we are in 2024, providing more care, more benefits to more veterans than ever. And I'm proud of that. But we're not satisfied. And I know you're not satisfied either. How could we be satisfied when we still don't have a relationship with as many as half of the veterans in this awesome country? How could we be satisfied when there are millions of vets who qualify under the President's new law, the PACT Act, but who have still not filed a claim? And how can we be satisfied when we're staring down a monumental public health issue with more than 6,000 veterans a year dying by suicide? Because they've become convinced that they're a burden on this country. The country that they've done so much to strengthen, and the country that still so badly needs them. How could we be satisfied until every veteran in crisis knows that there's hope, that help is available, that treatment works, and that suicide is preventable? So no, we're not satisfied. We are not satisfied. And that, more than anything, is the reason I came back to see you again this year. To hold myself, to hold all my teammates at VA accountable to you. God bless you all. God bless our nation's service members and our veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Thank you all very much.